guys, so I have got a flip through of 2020's festive memory keeping album. I call it a festive. If you haven't seen, right, sorry, start again. Right, I'm going to preface this video with two things. One, I talk a lot. So this is going to be long and chatty. So if you don't like long and chatty, this video is not for you. Secondly, I've done other flip throughs of other albums and things in the past. They're all on my YouTube, so if you wanted to see other ones, go and check that out. Thirdly, I call it a festive memory keeping rather than December daily, because for me, it's slightly different in 2020, but for me, I usually start mine in November, sort of middle of November, notoriously because that's when we start doing Christmassy things, and we often go on holiday to Centre Parks, which is Christmas themed in November. So I start it in November. So yes, it does go through to December, but it's not just a December daily. So that's why I don't call it a December daily. Fourthly, as I'm talking, I've just realised I didn't remove that bit of nail varnish, which is kind of bugging me a bit, so I hope it's not bugging you. And what, fifthly, number 5, yeah, this album has got like photos of my kids in it, and I've just put some washi tape and things over their faces because they cannot be on social media. So that's why. If it looks a bit weird and you're like, okay, that's why. So here we go. So I'm just going to talk you through the album. This album is a 6x8. I think, if I remember rightly, this was a My Mind's Eye. It doesn't actually say anywhere on it, like it hasn't got an embossed or anything. Yeah, so this is a My Mind's, I'm pretty sure it's either Echo Park or My Mind's Eye, if you're interested. I know sometimes when I watch videos, I'm like, oh, I really like that. Where's it from? So yeah, just telling you. This is from a Simple Stories Classic Christmas kit. I do still have some of these left in the shop, but not too many though. They're like a bundle. I love this because the gold foil. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So the first thing is I started off with a bit like how Ali Edwards does with her December dailies, like it's not necessarily a reason why, but it's just more like of an introduction to the album. And I'll read it out to you because, you know, you can read it. It's quite hard to read on screen, isn't it? So, Christmas 2020. Oh, I also should have prefaced this video by saying there may be some triggers in here if you are sensitive to things that happened in 2020. You may find some things in this video, this album, a trigger for you. Sorry, should have put that right at the very beginning. I do apologise. Okay, so little did we know when we entered 2020 what a turbulent year it would be. The year started in such a lovely way. We were lucky to be able to go out to Italy to see my parents and spend some time with them. But when we got home, a pandemic hit the world. We spent so much of 2020 worried, stressed, and not knowing what was happening. In the midst of all this, a gorgeous little girl came to her forever home. We've spent the year getting to know each other as a family of 4 and trying to have as many adventures as lockdowns would allow us to have. Christmas spirit has kept us sane so many times this year, and like many people, we decided to start our festivities early. Our house is noisy and chaotic at times, but full of light and laughter too. It may be a crazy life, but it is our life, and this is our Christmas. So, yeah, I don't know. Some days, like, I wrote loads, and other days I didn't write anything at all, really. So this is a long one, just kind of sort of talking about starting our Christmas, and that we would normally go on holiday, but we haven't managed to do that, and that kind of stuff. And then leading into, so the 27th of November, we went and went to the garden centre and got our Christmas tree. That was the first available like time that we could go and get a Christmas tree, because we have a real Christmas tree every year. And yeah, that was the first time we could go. So we went. So you had some pictures of the kids at the Christmas trees. I love this photo so much. Like, I find with my festive memory keeping, I tend to put quite a few photos of just different objects and things that wouldn't necessarily, like I do a Project Life album and I do a weekly spread every single week, but that is mainly of people. I don't tend to photograph I do photograph these things, but I don't tend to put in my Project Life album pictures of food and things like that. Whereas because I do the Project Life album alongside this Christmas album, so like these two photos, for example, would have also gone in my Project Life album, but I wouldn't have put this in, even though I took it because I like to be a bit arty. So I like the Christmas album for being able to put it in. I know you can put whatever you want in your albums, but it's just, I don't know. I sometimes sort of like feel like I've got limited space in my Project Life album in some ways. So I don't know. I like want pictures of the kids and people and stuff. I don't know. Just me. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, so we went to the garden centre and we got our Christmas tree, and then we came home and got our Christmas decorations out. While we were at the garden centre, they had some beautiful cookies, which I didn't actually realise the price until I got to the checkout, and I was like, ah! But by that point, they were really quite expensive. They were like £4 or £5 each. But like, I'd already shown them to the kids, and the kids were like excited by them, and I was just like, oh God, do you know what, actually? It's been a crappy year, like give the kids a bit of joy, do you know what I mean? So it had been a really rough year for us, but also a good year as well. So, you know, we had it was both good and rough for the same reason. Like, we adopted another little girl, and the process and all the court stuff, it was very messy, very long, very drawn out. So it was both a good thing and a rough thing a stressful thing at the same time. So yeah, we had like really expensive cookies. So I made sure that I photographed those cookies to go in that album. We have a elf door that is behind our sideboard, and we always move our sideboard for Christmas so we rejig the front room around to fit the tree in, and when we do that, it reveals the elf door that's behind the sideboard. And every year my eldest daughter has a photo sitting next to the elf door. So now she's getting bigger, it's kind of hard to get everything in the shot. Always wear my Christmas leggings when I go and get my Christmas tree, and just some cute photos of us by the tree and that, and our hot chocolates and things. Yeah, so then this is kind of like my style. What I do is I print my photos out every day, because if I don't, then I will forget. And I like to make sure that like the memories and everything are kind of like in my forefront. So I print my photos out every evening, and every evening I always log onto my computer. Pretty much every evening I always log onto my computer and like check emails and do like admin, whether it's printing out stuff for home ed or replying to customers' emails or something like that. I always tend to do something on my computer of an evening. So when I'm on my computer, I just open up Photoshop and create like a 3x4 and card and do my journaling on it, and then I save them until I've got enough to put on an A4 page and print them out. So probably every 4 to 6 days I will print my writing out and then pop them in my album. But I will have done the writing that day, because I have to do the things that day, because otherwise I kind of forget, like the thoughts and feelings of the day kind of disappear, if you know what I mean. So I like to do it while it's like super fresh in my mind. Yeah, so we made some decorations and things, and we made the Christmas cake, and these photos are covered over because we put the lights up outside the house, and these are photos of my house, which I don't want you to see. So there we go. As you will see, I don't tend to use many like of the like the bought cards, like the journal cards that you can buy, like decorative ones. I don't tend to use many of them. I am a pathological photo taker. I love taking photos. I take lots of photos. I want to fill my album mainly with lots of photos, and I let the photos and the journaling really do the talking. As you will see, my album is pretty sparse on like the embellishment or the sticker decorating type front. Basically that's how I like it. I like, me personally, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love looking at people's albums. It's like a pastime of mine, like a hobby. I love watching flip throughs of albums, but for me, for my own album, I like it clean and fresh looking. And also it's easy for me, like literally just to print out some photos and type it up. This year I ended up matting all of my photos on white card. I cocked up on buying inserts. I don't know what I did, guys, but I cocked up. But these photos are 6x4 and these photos are 3x4, but they were like rattling around in the pockets. The pockets seemed massive. So as you can see, I've like backed them on white card. You can see how big that white card is. Yeah, loads of room. And these inserts, these pockets have like an extra bit down here, so they're like a foolscap version, which I don't really like, but I didn't go and buy, it's wasteful to go and replace them, so I've just kept them, even though I'm not like 100% happy with them. But yeah, we finished off decorating the tree and bits and bobs at home, and every year we go for a walk. There's a woods that we go to, and every year, a pine woods, and every year we go for a walk there, and we pick up foliage. There's always loads of cones on the floor. There's always loads of like pine branches on the floor. We take our little red wagon and we just fill it up with loads of different foliage that we find on the floor. Obviously we have to find it on the floor because look, as you can see, look, pine trees are absolutely massive. There's no way we'd climb up there and cut the branches off. But yeah, so we always do that. And it's one of my favourite things every year. It's just, I don't know, I always look forward to that trip that we go and collect our foliage. It just makes me so happy. We went, so the 30th of November, so we're still in November, look guys. So the 30th of November, Spud, Wolf and we went on a home ed thing. We went to a country park and the kids did a flower arrangement, which was really nice. We really enjoyed that with friends. And then in our house, the 30th of November, I have done a video on my channel on our family traditions. So if you're interested in more about our family traditions, then go and check that out. But like basically we always write our letters to Father Christmas on the 30th of November. This year, our elf on the shelf, she came a bit early. She came on the 30th of November and she bought us the elf on the shelf letters to Santa kit, which was really, really fun. I'm glad I got that, and it will last us for another few years because it actually came with quite a lot of stuff in there. So yeah, we all sat down together and we read the book that came with it, the Letters to Santa book, and then we all wrote our letters. So the kit comes with this paper that you write your letter on, and then you put it in the oven and you shrink it down and it becomes like a little tree ornament. And the idea is that you leave it out and your elf flies back to the North Pole with it because it's elf size, then it's easier for them to carry, and then they bring it back for you with a bit of ribbon on it so you can then put it on your tree as an ornament, which I absolutely love because now we've got the kids' letters to Santa as like ornaments that we can have on our tree every year. And as I said, it came with more of this shrinkable paper, so we've got another few years worth, which is awesome. So obviously I took photos of the kids writing their letters and standing by the tree and everything. Every year, might change this year because I'm thinking of buying a different book, but every year we read How Winston Delivered Christmas. It's basically got a chapter for every day in Advent, which is really, really nice. So I just took a picture just to document the book with a picture of an elf and a picture of the Christmas pyjamas that the kids have got for this year. So yeah, How Winston Delivered Christmas. I really recommend that book. It is lovely. Winston's a little mouse. Then the 1st of December, got our advents. John bought me, I even put it in here, look, the Pucker Days of Christmas. It was a tea advent calendar. And do you know what? This actually still smells of herbal teas, and it's lovely. So every time I open this this album, I can still smell the herbal teas. And we don't really have calendars like the adults. Like we have wooden refillable calendars for the children. Like they have like little chocolates in their wooden calendars, but John and we don't really have calendars. But this year he bought me a tea calendar, and it just made me so happy, like having, just because you guys know that I love my cup of tea, right? So just having a nice, just trying different teas as well, but having like a different tea every day, yeah, it just made me super happy. Yeah, and like that traditions video goes through other stuff, like, you know, on the 1st of December, the elf normally comes and brings the advent calendars, but she also brings an ornament for the tree and some chocolates to go on the tree, because in Britain, in the UK, hanging chocolate on your tree is a thing. I say that because I talked about that once in a video years ago, and a few people from the States were like, you hang chocolate on your tree? But yeah, so that's what the elf normally brings. So this is just a stack, my sideboard with my Christmas ornaments. I'm normally fairly minimalist when it comes to ornaments, except at Christmas when I try and go to town. Over the years, I've like collected ornaments and things in like sales and travels and things, and I love them. And I've also collected over the years some Christmas books, and I always get them out every year, and I put them on my sideboard, and I kind of realised that I haven't really documented them, so I documented them. This 2020, I bought myself Santa Claus and the First Christmas Eve by Russell Ince, and he runs the Christmas Emporium shop, online shop. It's a really nice read, but it is almost, dare I say it, it was almost identical, the beginning of it, to Santa Claus the movie. Do you remember the movie from the 80s with Dudley Moore in it? Almost similar. But yeah, there's my stack of Christmas books. The one's by Jeff Gwynne, which I bought when we were on honeymoon in New York, and I thought, do you know what, last night I thought, do you know what, I wonder if he's ever written any more, because he's got the autobiography of Santa Claus, How Mrs. Claus Saved Christmas, and The Great Santa Search, and I looked on Amazon last night, and he has another one, so I'm going to buy myself his other Christmas book for this year. John's dad, his church, because obviously like people sort of weren't really still going to churches and things. I think at this point we were in tier 4, I think, so basically in lockdown. John's dad's church were doing Christingle making kits to do at home, so they'd got like a pre-recorded service type thing and stuff. Anyway, he bought the kids a Christingle making kit, and so the kids made Christingles, but the sweets didn't really last. The sweets got eaten. Okie dokie. So we're just 2nd of December now. We just got a couple of pictures of the kids. They've got their Christmas duvet covers on, and we had been doing an online art course with History Kids on the Nutcracker, which we all, well, me and Spudsy did it. Spud did it, my eldest. A Nutcracker art course. We really enjoyed it, and for this day we didn't really kind of get behind the art prompt. It wasn't really for us, so we interpreted the art prompt into food. So rather than doing painting or drawing, we turned it into food, and we had a Nutcracker themed party. So our elf bought us a Nutcracker book to read, because we don't have one, and my daughter was really into this course. She loved it. We watched the ballet, and so our elf bought us the book because she thought we'd like it. And so we did a Nutcracker themed tea party. We made like cupcakes and just decorated them pretty, and had like pink lemon lemonade and pink wafers. We had pink grapes. We had popcorn. We had like cheese on crackers, but made the cheese look like mice. Yeah, and we made daughter made a puff pastry tart that was shaped like a Christmas tree, and we just had a Nutcracker themed tea, which was lovely. Forest School Day, and then hot chocolates. We have a lot of hot chocolates in Christmas time. And then the next day, I worked for the day, and then in the evening, friends of ours, had a music an outdoor carol concert. So we went to their church to watch them play and go to the carol concert, which was lovely. We went to a farm for the day. They had like a Christmas woodland themed Christmas trail, which was lovely. Really, really nice. We had such a good day. Saw the animals. We saw Father Christmas there. Made reindeer food, which was great because they had like oats and carrots and stuff, which was really good. And they also had like Christmas trees that you could go and chop down. And so we were like, yeah, why not? We'd already got a Christmas tree, but we were like, yeah, why not? We got caught up in the festivities and we were having such a nice time that we were like, yeah, let's do it. So we ended up having a Christmas tree in the dining room as well. It was really cheap. I can't remember how much it was, but like for the whole day, including and the kids got an awesome, it was a not-for-profit, organisation, and the kids got a present from Father Christmas and we got the tree and we had a day out and it was really cheap. I can't remember how much it was now, but yeah, it was just awesome. Had such a fantastic day. It was so nice to do something a bit kind of like a bit more normal amongst the chaos, you know. So this day was really quiet, but you know, more hot chocolate pictures and mince pies. We had booked to go on holiday in November, but obviously it got cancelled because there was a lockdown in November. But we did manage to move it to December, which was, we were just like really grateful because we didn't think we were going to get to go at all. So that was really lovely. So we just basically packed and tidied the house, and then so this is our holiday journaling for the midweek. We went Monday to Friday, so this was my journaling, a whole page. So yeah, picture of us outside. Got the map of Centre Parks, like where we stayed, and just some pictures of us. And it was really foggy, -2. So I screenshot the weather, just to kind of document how cold it was. So yeah, we saw Father Christmas again. We painted some ornaments. I documented the ornaments we painted. Just beautiful pictures of the girls. Came home, and so obviously it was quite chilled out. We came home. We all came home with colds. So the first time we'd had like any illness, because like we hadn't really been anywhere or done anything. Yeah, 2020, the year of the Diet Coke. So I kind of documented this because it was quite like for me, because as I said previously, it had been quite at times it has been quite a rough and stressful year, and I kind of discovered Diet Coke, and it was kind of one of the things that kind of got me through the day, was drinking Diet Coke. And then at Christmas time they had like festive cans, and so yeah, I just documented why I drank the Coke and what it meant and kind of thing. This is my daughter's bedroom door. She was really sweet that she absolutely loves the Polar Express film. Loves it so much, watch it all the time. She'd put a Believe sticker on her door when hung Father Christmas on it. I just thought that was really cute. So yeah, it still got cold, so we had a bit of a slow day. John cooked a roast dinner, and we made paper chains, and John hung them up on the ceiling in the front room. So on the Monday we dried some, we finished off our Nutcracker course, and we dried oranges for decorations. There's Spud's Nutcracker art, ballet art there, and we wrapped presents for some friends. So documented that. That's what I'm saying, like things like I wouldn't necessarily take a picture of that, but I just, for my Project Life album, but it's what we did, and I just love being arty and creative and stuff with this album. Went horse riding, and then came home, and the girls made, can't remember what they made now. Gingerbread. They made gingerbread cookies. But just, yeah, took photos of them making the cookies. And in black and white, because in the late in the day during the winter, like you have to have the lights on, and then there's tungsten light and it looks a bit yellow, and so I just turned my photos black and white if they look a bit drab and manky. We had a bit of a gingerbread day. So, the next day we ended up kind of going off on a like massive gingerbread tangent. So we made gingerbread cakes, and we had a gingerbread little party. Watched the Gingerbread Man on TV. John's mum bought Spud a CD, which is actually goes on this day, but I didn't have enough room. The Very Merry Disney Christmas. It's actually okay. When she bought it for me, I was like, oh my God. When she bought it for my daughter, I was like, oh my God, my mother-in-law hates me. But it's actually a good album. I went to forest schools. This is covered over because all the kids there were at forest school, and we made jingly wands. Friday was a work day, so no photos other than me with a stupid Snapchat filter. This photo is for Saturday. On the Saturday, we had a bit of a mooch around, and every year we always go and visit my my grandparents' graves, and we go and put poinsettias on their graves. So I'll just document that. And then in the evening, we went to Silverstone for their Lapland experience. You could drive around and look at the lights. So that was us in the car. And then there was a drive-through cinema seeing The Snowman, one of my favourite films. Sunday vibes, we had a cooked breakfast, and we just made our own Christmas crackers. We always make our own Christmas crackers, make the hats ourselves, make the crackers out of toilet tubes, make mottos. I follow a company called Polar Post on Instagram. Lovely company, totally recommend you check them out. She managed to keep the spirit of Christmas alive like all year. It was brilliant. And they designed some posters which they let you download for free so that you could put them out around your street and things, which I did. These are the posters, but I printed them out A4 and laminated them and put them out on the lampposts in our street for all the children to enjoy. So it just said, he's coming to town, nothing stops Father Christmas. And then this one has got a helpful guide to Christmas. He's coming to town, the magic's all around, a list of things you do not need to worry about, quarantining presents, Father Christmas is old enough and magical enough to take care of himself. So yeah, I just thought that was really, really lovely for the kids in the street to do, so that they could, because I know a lot of children were worried about, with children have taken on a lot, haven't they, about the pandemic and worrying and stuff. So I just thought that was kind of nice for all the kids. I was going to say, like, have you noticed a transition in inserts? Look, these ones are shorter, so I actually ended up, because I'd run out of those ones, I ended up buying proper ones which are much more aesthetically pleasing even though they're a bit shorter. Spud made decorated some baubles with a kit. That's just got some private journaling on there, so I've just covered that up. But basically we had a chilled out day, did some housework, getting the house ready for Christmas. There's a picture of my gorgeous bunny. Another relaxed day. My eldest, she put on a ballet costume and did a Nutcracker performance for us. Christmas Eve, so the girls got their Christmas Eve boxes. I did a video, I did an unboxing, like a showing video of what my kids get in their Christmas Eve boxes on my channel if you want to know. We made a Yule log and the kids decorated it. This is a poem. I'm not going to read it out to you because I might cry actually if I read this out, because it is quite a tearjerker. But it was from do you know what? I'll link it below and see if it. I'll go online and see if it's still available. Okay, and if it's still available, I will link the website so you can download it yourself if you want it for your album. But it's a bit of a tearjerker. Just like that, it's Christmas Eve on the year we thought we would never leave. So then, yeah, just leaving out mince pies and a drink for Father Christmas. And we went outside with the neighbours and rang our bells at 6 p.m. to get some Christmas spirit going. We hung up our stockings and we read the night before Christmas. And then it was Christmas Day. So yeah, opening up our stockings in bed and then having Christmas dinner. So this is my Christmas Day journaling. There's some more photos. My daughter last night, she saw me just like going through my album, and she was like really curious, and she like wants to be involved and stuff. And so I was like, was gonna like put this on like scrapbooking paper and things, and then I was like, would you like to draw me a picture for my album? So yeah, she drew me a picture of a Christmas tree for my album. Boxing Day, chilled out, watching film, Boxing Day vibes. Nonna bought Spud a waffle maker for Christmas, so we had waffles, we watched films, we ate chocolate, we took the kids out on our street. Spud got roller skates for Christmas, Wolf got a little Tykes car, so we took them out, we watched films, chilled out. And then the next day, it was where I ended the album, because I'd kind of got like that side. We just went for a nice wintry walk. And then my daughter drew me another picture last night, a picture of a reindeer to go in my album. And that, my friends, is my 2020 flip through, which I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to stop talking now because I've done a lot of talking, huh? Check out my channel for more Christmas videos. I will put a link below to my Christmas playlist for you guys. Bye!